Salam and hello, my name is Abbas.
My name is In'am.
We're doing this show called Locally Yours.
Locally yours. Locally yours.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome to another episode of Locally Yours. This is Abbas with you, and if you've been watching this show, then you must have noticed that it's called Locally Yours, and that's why I highlight everything that goes down in the Sultanate of Oman, in this beautiful country. And we've had people running their businesses, we've had people who like to do art, from different backgrounds. And yes, my style of doing this show, or just me, my personality, is to sit back, joke around every now and then, but you have to get serious. But today's episode, I thought I'll just sit back, relax, and talk about this community because the purpose of this community is for you to sit back and relax and, have some downtime because the world is so stressful nowadays. And that's why I have someone here with me in the studio. Is the one and only Muhannad. Everyone, give him a round of, not you. No, why are you clapping for yourself? Everyone else. Okay. Muhannad, first of all, welcome to the show, man. It's so good to have you. And you have another name that you go by. It's Kyoki.
Yeah, Kyoki.
Am I saying it right? Kyoki?
Yeah, Kyoki.
Yeah. Tell me a little about this pet name, if you want to call it. That you have.
Username. It's not a pet name.
Oh, okay. It's a username. I'm sorry. Can you tell me a little about it? How did you get this name?
I created it through. I wanted to play League.
Okay.
So I wanted to play
League of Legends, right?
Yeah, League of Legends.
Yeah.
Okay. I had another username, which I did not like that much because it's so generic. It's called The End.
Yeah.
It's so generic. So I was like, I'm going to go to a new community and I'm going to go to a new game. And they asked me for a new username when I starting up. I was like, what do I do with this? I had that prompt open for half a day. And I just kept researching new names. I was like, let me search Japanese names.
Okay.
Japanese names are most of the popular ones is like Yuki or like Snow or Dark, something. It's so generic. I did not want them. I want something unique that I can just write it and no one will have any copy of it.
Okay.
Literally, if you write I'm Kyoki, you'll find all of my social stuff.
Okay. So, and what does Kyoki mean?
It's freak or crazy. It's one of them.
Okay. There's no one in the room right now, so I'm kind of a little jittery after hearing that. But hey, you're not a freak, and you're the most calm person that I've met. That is freaky, actually.
Thank you.
That is freaky. Okay, I never realized that.
Thank you.
But of course, we're here to talk about this community in the Sultanate of Oman, and it exists at the Hearth, this place in Ghubra.
Yes.
And it's for Yu-Gi-Oh players, Magic the Gathering players, Pokémon collectors or players. That's how I got introduced to the community because I'm a collector myself. Yeah. And I've got a lot of dead stock, by the way, that I want to get rid of. Okay. Yeah. So you're going to help me out with that to sell all of that stuff.
Yeah,
but tell me a little about this community at the Hearth. What happens over there? Are you supposed to play a specific game, or can you just show up over there with your own game and just chill?
You can do both.
Okay.
The idea is you go there and you rent a table.
Okay.
When you take that table, it's yours for the whole day. You can do whatever in it. You can bring your own.
Can I just lay down on the table for the whole day and just look at people? Yeah, I can. Okay.
You can be creepy like that.
I can be a Kyoki like that. Freaky.
Okay, so you bring your own stuff or you play other games from our side. You can ask for any game. If you do not know how to play it, you can ask the one that is working that day to teach you.
The community, from what I've experienced, is very warm, very welcoming.
Yeah. Yes.
And the main communities that exist at the Hearth, this place, which is, by the way, owned and run by Omanis, okay?
Yeah.
Tell me about the main games that take place over there. I think Magic the Gathering, MTG, that's one.
MTG.
I've seen a few Yu-Gi-Oh players.
Yu-Gi-Oh players come, most of the times are Fridays.
Okay. You don't allow them on the
No, we allow them, but they're not allowed. So they're in their own group. They specified on Fridays or something like that
Okay.
to group up.
So there's Yu-Gi-Oh! There is also, I haven't seen a lot of Pokemon players, but there are a lot of
There's none.
Pokemon collectors out there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll touch all these games
Yeah.
one by one.
Yeah.
And then we have D&D, Dungeon and Dragons.
Yes.
And we, lastly, I think the last game that I remember is Warhammer.
Yes.
Right?
Warhammer.
So first off, let's start with Magic the Gathering, MTG.
Yeah.
All right. Can you give me a few quick facts and how the community is in Oman and how frequently people play that game? By the way, just just want to clear this off. Magic the Gathering is a card game. Okay.
Yeah,
it's not like actual magic and people like don't do that. Okay. So I don't want
magic
people
and
to get the wrong idea. So tell me about MTG first. Let's kick off with that.
MTZ is, fun fact, it's the first game.
No.
It's the first game of its kind, like TCG.
What
which is
about
tried-
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and all of these
They
games?
came after. They were inspired by MTG.
Oh.
TCG is trading card game. That's usually how it is. Most of them, the founder of MTG wanted to make a game like that is small, compact, and is loved or like tradable. So they can, in every game scenario, it's gonna be different because it's their own ideas of their own game. Then came
I also
Pokemon.
believe that there is like sorry to interrupt
No,
you,
it's
but
okay.
there's also like a process of building your own deck.
Yeah.
Where you're playing the game fine, but if you feel like you're losing all the time, then you can customize it the way
Yeah,
you want.
yeah.
And some of the cards are very expensive, by the way.
Extremely.
Like they start off from like 50 bases to all the way. Okay, as we're on the subject, recently an Omani guy named Abdullah.
Yeah.
He pulled Oman's first serialized MTG card in Oman.
Yes, he did.
Right?
Yeah.
And how much was the card worth?
About, this is the maximum.
Or how much
I
is
think.
it worth? I mean, he still has it.
I do not know the exact amount because it was not specified yet.
Okay.
But I saw words going around about 5,000 euros.
That's Omani reals, what, 2,000 plus reals?
Something
2,000
like
reals.
that.
Oh, wow. So basically, you can also make money in this
Yeah.
game. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, if you pull out like a card like Abdullah, big shout out to Abdullah. I'm your best friend from
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
Okay, we're best friends. Even if you don't know about it, we're best friends. And okay, so now let's say someone pulls a very expensive card.
Yeah.
There's another process that takes place after that. It's called grading the card.
Yeah, the grading.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little about that?
With grading, first you need a really good card
Of course,
you love.
which is
That you
worth
love.
us,
Yes.
yeah.
Then you send it to US or UK. I don't know where it is.
Okay.
There's multiple grading.
But not
companies.
in the GCC. It's not available.
It's not here that I know of.
Okay.
Okay. When you send it there, you pay the shipping and you pay for the return. And when it is graded, for how much it's worth, you still pay them the money.
So if you say that this card is worth 500 reals, and when they grade it, and if the value is
take
more than
percentage.
500, they take a percentage out.
A percentage of how much is it?
Oh, okay. I've also heard that if you tell them, if you put the amount as like say $500, and if the card turns out to be for $1,000, then they also increase that percentage.
Yes.
Yeah, they do, right? Okay, go ahead. And what's next?
What was I?
About grading the card.
Yeah. When it is graded, it's mostly people that are rich do it. Like people
Okay.
that are already collecting a lot of cards,
Right.
already have like a business going on, or like a shop. When they are graded or when they come back, most of the sellers, they wanna sell it for anyone who wants it.
And the value also shoots up once you
Shoots
grade the
up
card.
like a big
So,
time.
for example, if you have a card worth $500, depending on the grading rate that you get, there's
Yeah.
a rating as well.
Yeah.
From
There's
1 to 10,
From
right?
1 to 10. 10 is maximum and it is the most thought of.
It's called Gem Mint, if I'm not wrong.
I have no idea.
Gem Mint. I did a bit of my research because I didn't want to, look like I don't know anything when I got here in front of Kyoki. So, yes. I think if you get like a Gem Mint 10, then the value can shoot from $500. This is just an example, like $500.
Yeah.
To it can jump to like $1,000 or $1,200 depending on the card. Like once it's graded.
Yes.
So that's Magic the Gathering for you. What got you into Magic the Gathering?
Through playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, that's another game that we had on our
a
list.
different game.
Okay, so tell me a little about Dungeons and Dragons and how that works and how's the community in Oman and where do these guys get together to play the game? Because before you start, Dungeons and Dragons, they can go on for years, the game.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm right. Well, I'm always jumbled up with my facts, by the way. But the longest D&D game or Dungeons and Dragons game went on for more than 30 years. Like people died while that game was going on, and they were and you can't replace the characters, like because there's a whole story arc and stuff. I don't know if you can do that. If you can like replace the character and be like, you can.
It's all about the imagination of the dungeon master, which is.
Go ahead, tell me about this game. And you said you got into MTG through D&D,
yes,
Dungeons and Dragons. So tell me a little about that.
My first introduction to Dungeons and Dragons is through a friend. This friend had other friends that are expert about this game. They live in Saudi. He asked them for a story that is simple for new players. Like, it's not complicated, and anyone who plays it will know it.
So this game is based on a story that's built by the players in the game.
Yeah, it's built by the dungeon master and the players that continue upon it. Like they are actively writing the story.
Wow,
like
that's
imagine what show is popular? Game of Thrones.
Right.
Yeah. Let's say Game of Thrones.
I don't like it. Game of
Thrones. What came up in my head.
Yeah, right.
You're playing as like one of the characters there. You're playing there and you're actively writing the story. Every decision will change the outcome.
Wow.
The dungeon master needs to see that and like change the story however the players are playing it. Which I do that most of the time. I don't have a fixed story. There's other games that are fixed stories, but
and there's a fixed end for this game. Like, so no matter where the story goes, you have to bring it back to the end. At least
dungeon masters do that, but it's all about the dungeon master because he's writing the story. I do not do that.
Interesting.
Whatever the player does, it does.
And how big is the community in Oman for D&D?
It's not that big, but it's good.
And coming back to the place, the Hearth, which is, again, I would like to mention this in case I haven't mentioned, owned and run by Omanis. You guys have a room dedicated to D&D players, which is like a private room. And I've seen that table. It's like really huge. And
it's like circular like this, but it's not really circular.
Okay. Circle, but from outside it's square, but from inside...
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
But it's a private room.
Yes,
so how frequently people come there to play this game?
I think, hopefully every week.
Every week?
Hopefully. Okay. This is hopefully.
And do they like go like Salam Dungeon Master? Like, do they give you that or no? That doesn't happen. No. Okay. So
imagine like they come in, hello Dungeon Master, and they go inside.
So coming back to a conversation, MTG is the first ever TCG game that was created.
Yes.
And then from there you see Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokémon. And now Pokémon is huge. Like,
it is.
Even as a collector, even if you don't play the game, like I'm a collector myself. I do have like a small set of Pokémon cards and I have sports cards. I have MTG cards. My most expensive MTG card, by the way, is for 20 reals. So you're looking at a rich man sitting on this chair, okay? But talking about cards being expensive, the most expensive ever Pokémon card that was sold, it was sold to Logan Paul, right?
Logan Paul.
And he wears it around his neck and it's for $5 million.
Yeah.
That's a life-changing amount.
It is.
Like if you have, and I think Post Malone, all these guys are into this.
Yeah, he bought the One Ring, serialized 1 out of 1, which is
like the one card in the whole world.
One card of the whole world. Yeah.
Yes.
He bought it for 1.2 million, something like this.
And this Omani guy Abdullah who pulled out one of the serialized cards. It was the first ever serialized card pulled in Oman, right?
Yes.
For MTG, to be specific.
It's the only thing. That's the only TCG game in here, which is like
makes sense.
Playing a lot.
And when he pulled that out, it was put on Reddit, on the community forum.
Yeah, it was put there.
And I think, did Post Malone see that? Because Post Malone is pretty active on Reddit for Magic the Gathering. I believe the post from Oman overtook his post for that day.
They did.
So he must have noticed it. He must have seen like there's a guy called Abdullah who has done something that is also overtaking my Reddit thread. Post, if you're watching this, I'm saying Post as if he's my neighbor and he lives in Amrat. But I'm just saying, Post Malone, if you're watching this, well, you should come to Oman and play a game with Kyoki and with the community in Oman.
Hopefully.
So now
that will be a good game.
He's pretty good at it as well.
Yeah, he is.
So we have MTG. We spoke about D&D. Now let's come to Pokemon. Apart from collectors, is there like a community that plays or that comes to the Hearth, this place
For Yu-Gi-Oh!
where people get together?
For Yu-Gi-Oh! They come most of the time every Friday.
Yeah, but for Pokemon,
Pokemon, hopefully we get more players because
Okay.
there's only collectors right now.
okay.
There is no players.
And I've been to the place, the Hearth,
Hmm.
and I've met the owners as well, right? So we've got Warith and we've got Abdullah. And from what I've seen, this is something that I noticed. When you walk into a business establishment, for example, generally you order something, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're playing a game for like 2 hours or say even for half an hour, you would order a bottle of water. Let's just take that.
Hopefully.
Okay. But at the Hearth, I've seen that people are not forced to do that. And it caught my attention because I saw a few tables that were playing games for hours, but they didn't have anything on their table. They didn't order anything. So how do the owners even make money? Like this question always popped in my head. Like, fine, there must be rent expense, employees. I saw a few coffee machines and the board games and the whole setup, the furniture. How's this happening then?
There is a bill every month, and there is like we don't get that much money from the community, which is like the bosses with the Abdullah and Warith, they're basically doing charity for the community.
Really?
Yeah, we don't get that
They
much
know
money.
they're making a loss, but they're still at it.
We're barely making ends meets.
Wow. And it's still going on. Like, I've never seen Warith upset. He's always smiling and
Yeah,
happy.
he
He's
is,
like,
he is.
guys, oh, you want? And he gave me a few free cards, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Warith.
He did give me a free card that is like kind of good. I was happy about it, okay?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was also-
I was happy about it.
So my point being, what I'm trying to say is that the community is very welcoming.
Yeah,
Even if you don't know how to play the game, even if as a collector, if you show up over there, people aren't going to be like, oh, you're a collector, get out of this place. Now, this place, the Hearth, it's in Al Ghubra, right? And it has a history. I think there was a place before that existed, and then that closed down, and then the Hearth came by.
Suika, I think. The name. Suika. A coffee shop called Suika.
Oh, okay.
It was...
Sueka, am I here?
Suika, something like
Okay,
this.
okay.
It was so popular. It was really fun there. It was mainly for manga and like readers, like for anime enjoyers, because there's a lot of mangas there. Then the Abdullah and Warith were like, let's build up a community there. The community of tabletops, basically. Tabletop for every Omani. They collaborated with Suika owners.
And by Omani, we mean people living in Oman as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You could be
Not
anyone.
just- yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Because Oman is still new to board games. They are extremely new.
And at the Hearth, there are also board games. From what I've seen, there's a game called The Witcher. How do you even play that game? Like, what?
It takes 2 tables. It
Really?
takes 2 tables just to play it like with 4 people. It is
Oh.
extremely good.
I've never played that game. I would like to try that
Yeah.
game. But setting up 2 tables for like one game, that sounds like a lot of labor work, man.
That is not really labor work.
Yeah,
but
you
it
might
is
have
fun.
muscles, but I don't,
Yeah.
man. Lifting a table takes a lot of efforts, okay? For me, at least. So you have a few board games, and from what I've noticed around Oman, actually, there are a few shops that are popping up with the same
Yeah.
concept for board games, though.
Yeah, board
I haven't
games,
seen
for
for
board games.
TCG or card games, but board games.
Yes.
So, how do you see the trend? How do you see where does the community stand now? Is it growing? Is it stagnant? Is it going down in numbers? What's happening? Give me a little quick rundown on that.
I am happy about it.
Okay.
Like the more people that know about board games, that play most of the like not generic games where it's not just Uno or poker or anything else, like actual board game, the more more people know about it, the more shop open about it, the bigger the community gets.
Right.
It is really fun.
And of course, you can't go wrong. You have board games, you have friends,
Yeah.
and there's a big social aspect to the board games.
Yes.
Because see, if you're playing let me just take my phone out and show it to the camera. Like if I'm on my phone, if we're playing the same game against each other, we're going to be like this.
Yeah.
Kyoki, you got me. Oh yeah. But then when you're like, when you're playing board game, there's such a big social aspect to it
Yes.
where you're talking to players. You're like, oh wow, okay. You're making eye contact.
Yes.
It feels good. It feels you feel like a human again.
Yes. And we're missing that. We're missing that a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, we
this
want
is the
more
first
of
time
it.
we've made eye contact now.
What do you
Because you're
mean?
always on your phone. Otherwise, no, I'm just joking.
I was playing with you.
So, according to you, the community, you're happy with it. It is
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah, I wanted to
slowly
grow
but
more.
surely.
Yeah, I wanted to grow more.
Okay, and we're also planning a card exhibition. That's what I've heard at the Hearth, where people. It doesn't matter what card you collect. It could be Pokemon. It could be Digimon. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, there is Digimon, yeah.
Digimon as well. Great artwork, by the way. So Digimon sports cards. It doesn't matter who you are. You can show up at the Hearth, and you can become part of the community. There's an Instagram page as well for the Hearth.
There is.
What is it called? The Hearth.
Yeah, the Hearth.
The Hearth.om or something or.
No.
No, the Hearth. So if you are someone who's into TCG game, or if you're into, let's say, Pokemon collecting board games, get in touch with the Hearth, show up over there, support your local business, and become part of the community and be happy. Look, I've got a smile on my face already. And they've accepted me as one of their own.
Yeah, we did.
Right?
Yeah.
And Kiyoki, Muhannath, I'll call you Muhannath, aka Kiyoki.
AKA
That makes more
Kiyoki.
sense.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in and giving us a background on the community, on the games. And all the games sound so much fun. It doesn't matter which game you like,
Yeah.
just play.
Just play.
And make some new friends. Even if you are a gamer, someone who's into handheld gaming, just show up over there. I've seen these pods of video gamers, of
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what game you play. Just come, become part of the community, and we'll take it from there, right?
Yeah.
All right, Kyogi, thank you so much for coming on Locally Yours. And if you enjoyed the show, you know what to do. If you have any comments, let us know down below. If there are any games that we don't know about in the Sultanate, let us know. Maybe we can, join forces and grow together, inshallah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're thinking about something, Kyogi.
About that one ring, I want to buy it.
Okay, I have that card, by the way. I have that card. It's worth 20 riyals only, but I'm still happy. Kyogi, I'll see you when I see you, inshallah. You there, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next episode of Locally Yours.
Yeah.
Ma salama.
Ma salama.